Hello, my name is Robin CM Duncan. I'm going to read to you today from a short story that I have in the very excellent Gallus anthology produced by Glasgow Science Fiction Writers Circle, containing, I think it's 18 stories from members of the circle. Mine is called The Sarry Heid Free Press, starting at the beginning. 1. The Lion, the Snitch, and the Wardrobe. Tasting, 1, 2, 3. This is Monty Johnson, and yous are listening to Snitch at 10, or the goss and the crims of the day. Are you receiving me? Over. UKLP control reading you loud and clear, Mr. Johnson. Please refrain from local banter and observe comms protocol when using your implant. You can suck my diction, big man. If I'm going to wear this subdermal wire to Glasgow Worldcon 2034 for to incriminate legendary SF author Myron Clydershank, I'm going to do it my way, by the way. Johnson, I'm already dubious about your assertions of Clydershank's wrongdoing. I suspect sour grapes on your part over past events and an excuse to circumvent your convention banning order. But it took careful negotiation between Westminster and the Glasgow government to agree UK literary police jurisdiction here, and its continuation is contingent on Worldcon going off without a hitch. Is that you, Gingham? Do you think Glasgow's a backwater since we won our independence from Scotland? Have you forgot what Clydershank did to my Auntie Bobby? Don't get aggrieved with me, Johnson. All I did was make the arrest based on intel thought solid at the time. So ye keep saying, Inspector, but Bobby Macduff went from being a big-time SF writer and family celeb to MRH freezing her out like a bag of peas. Bobby's no backward coming forward out your family binges doing the Sarry Heid. Everyone knows Clydershank accused her of plagiarising one of his novels, 'cause she wouldn't leave my Uncle Tam for the wee German shite, despite Bobby hooking up with him at Worldcon 95, 05 and 2024. So he drops a loose comment and the rumours spread like wildfire. You must see how that makes this sound like vengeance for you. It is, Inspector. Bobby's no published in 10 years, despite MRH begging her. A new novel triggers a commitment for 9 more, but she refuses due to being jaded to fuck with it all. You know fine your intel shows something's fishy about Clydershank's presence at Worldcon, and I'm bursting to be the one to prove it. I'm telling you, Inspector, he's off the rails. He's selling stories under the table, literally defrauding his publisher. I know you need a big bust, no offence intended, Inspector, to show the UKLP's doing a fine job and the Entente Cordiale is adding value. And serendipity grand. Luck has nothing to do with this, Johnson. My job is to enforce the provisions of the Immoral Publications Harmful Literature Act 2028, which we expect the European Court to ratify. If you hadn't been caught circulating libelous fan fiction featuring Clydershank's characters performing lewd and indecent acts, we would not be having this conversation. I've secured your immunity from prosecution. Get me evidence confirming our tip-off of Clydershank's wrongdoing at Glasgow Worldcon and your UK convention order will be lifted. That's all I want, Inspector, to escape the con jail. Pay back Myron for the damage his loose lips did to Bobby's reputation and salve the hurt to my community. Get me evidence for the culture minister and I will take Clydershank down. Oh, get what they deserve, eh? Or your name's no Inspector Harriet Gingham of the UK Literary Police. 2 days to Welcon, Johnson. Don't screw this up. 2. Long day's journey into Knightswood. Cottage flat. Sounds cosy, eh? Well, this fine example sits on Rampart Avenue with the canal towpath behind it. providing easy access for the Neds to your back garden to play in your kids' swing set, raid your greenhouse, etc. Rationing being what it is. And don't even think about what they're doing in your shed. Just call the cops. These are 4 in a block, 2 up, 2 down. Clearly the owner loves it. Garden's well tended, flowers in front, which she sells online and at the West End markets. This is the home of ex-nurse Nell Guthrie. The bell says gammy knees, but that's pure pish. Aye, she's old enough to be your gran, but she's fit as fuck in more ways than one. She's a widow twice over, and keeps her back room as a gym. Never misses a day. How do I know? Ah, you've got me. We had that thing before her last birthday. A last fling before the big 6-0, I suspect, but it was sweet. As in, no way selfish on her part or mine. What do you want, Monty? That's no way to open the door to an ex-lover. Nice to see you, Nell. Any chance of a cuppa? Aye, all right. She opens the door wide, points to the front room and walks into the kitchen. Bicky, she shouts through. No, I call. Any chance of a shag? Fuck you, Monty, she shouts back, then returns with 2 steaming mugs. I'm no your love interest, MJ, so if that's your game, you'll be sorely disappointed. I've got a job on, Nell. I lay everything out concerning my deal with the literary polis. And the tracker, pointing to my right side, above my belly, as I do. Say hello to Inspector Gingham if you like. Nell makes a face. What's salient is Clydershanks at WorldCon launching a new tome, Book 26, of his Rangers of Paradise series, the first full AI moderated novel ever. He's only curated it. That's the fancy Dan term his publisher MRH is using, but Bobby says Myron's revolting because MRH announced all books by the big 2 will be AI moderated now. AI critiquing, editing, proofing, AI artwork, AI marketing. UKLP heard Clydershanks raging fit to burst. He's rebelling. Rumour is he's written a secret novella to self-pub. A call to arms for his legion of fans, and therefore MRH customers, to reject big publishing. Scuttlebutt is yon novella's hiding on his laptop, disguised for MRH's prime security software. That story's worth megabucks. And you're going to steal this secret book? Nell looks at me askance. Just one, for the purposes of Gingham's evidence. I touch the side of my nose with a finger to indicate I'm lying. Then press my overworked digit to my lips, stressing that the cops are listening. Nell's pure slant features shift from horror to anger. So what's my part? Emotional support, of course, but also to wrangle his agent Doris, or any MRH staff circling Clydershank while we lift his laptop, then get away in the ambulance. The ambulance? Aye, we're going to borrow one for the clean Liz. They'll no miss it for an hour. Zenga can swing it because she works in the garage that services the motors. Trackers, Monty. Drones, helicopters, transponders. Ah, Nell's bells, but we'll be responding to a bona fide medical emergency. Nell says she'll do it, cause being an ex-nurse, she's worried someone will get hurt. That's noble, but I'm hoping she's doing it for me too. Then we get to the main reason for my visit. She takes a bit of persuading, all done with mime, you understand, but finally agrees to cut yon tracker out of me. So there we go, sections 1 and 2 from the Sarry Heid Free Press, which is in the Gallus anthology, published in 2024 from Glasgow Science Fiction Writers Circle. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for listening.